can offer a lot to this team, even if he isn't that most farm carry in the game status.
What do you think about the Roche potential at the end of that exchange for Kaipi? Obviously, they don't have a medallion, they were down a hero, but it was just the Venge buyback that they forced out from their base play, and maybe they could have gotten something more if they had gone for the pit.
It's definitely possible, but I think we're starting to get to that stage of the game where like just having like your summons and your dazzle heal to sustain it isn't quite enough, like to bring it down in a very timely fashion.
Yeah, Roche is a little bit tankier with the new patch, the bug fix too.
Yes, that too. So I think it's a lot harder for them because they don't have minus armor and they don't have good physical damage. It's like the summons are pretty good, but not amazing.
Okay.
And very much, it felt like they just kind of tunnel visioned on the top lane. Like, okay, we might be able to get a melee Rex and get a buyback, or get a buyback or two, which they did get the one buyback. So we'll see what the next move's going to be. Kaipi in a very comfortable position, I feel, just because of like the Nature's Prophet ability to keep these lanes pushed out and kind of control the tempo of the game.
Yeah. And I mean, is there any item that can really make that adjustment? I mean, sure, you've got Wild Axes, you got Arc Lightning, the Veil will help deal with that a little bit, but in general, like you don't have your classic cores that could just go for a Maelstrom, a Mjolnir, or a Battle Fury and push this out.
It's really only Zeus, and the problem with Zeus being the one to defend and push out the lane is he's one of the most vulnerable hero to gates. So you can't just rely on your Zeus to solo push out top lane when there's a Spectre Horn, a Nature's Prophet TP, a Quap with an Orchid. I think this Zeus is always going to be like saying, hey guys, I want to push out top lane, but I'm probably going to die doing so.
I mean, to his credit, he's avoided it. The Venge has been right behind him, and that's been really good positioning and play from them. But yeah, it does make it scary that anytime Empire actually shows opposite side of the map without BOTs immediately ready, because you're going to have to stack some TPs. It just, I don't know. It gets awkward pretty quickly. We're going to see that just force into the pit here, going essentially man mode with the double damage and the weave.
Yep. Sing just using a Sprout for some vision here. Gets a dagger off onto Zeus as well. Bone 7. Not going to commit over the cliff to chase him down. Dire have got a Hawk here, so they do see inside to the pit, at least to some extent here. They see a lot of what's going on. They see Roche starting to get low. Will they make an engagement here? Kaipi, they kind of back off for now. They got Roche very low. They're just waiting for some treants that seems to tank it up. And the Hawk, they know it's there. They get the Blink Scream, though. Deny a lot of the vision here. He goes Ramsey. The BKBOD goes on Bone 7. No grave in time. They burst him down, but he buys back with a Haunt. This could be the turnaround, though. What a hero to have a buyback on. Instantly back in the fight. They're going to chase down the Black Hole. Only catches the Zeus, who gets banished. They should still be able to finish him off now. Bone 7 trying to chase down Beastmaster. They do end up getting scanned on the Zeus. It comes at the cost of the Queen of Pain, though. Bone 7 getting 1 kill. King R, TP out. Should be A-okay. And Roshan will be secured for Kaipi. Wow, man. Roche is sitting on 200 HP the entire time. What the hell's going on?
It's ridiculous, but I feel like Empire, again, making the mistake of stacking their disables. Doom and Roar have been on the same target almost every time, and I think that's a shot-calling error. That's somebody saying very vaguely, we need to shut down so-and-so. You just call hero names, and you're not actually coordinating who's doing what. Yeah. So you see that they waste abilities on the first life of the Spectre, and she comes back full force with the buyback haunt, which is perfect. Now they've got the Roche, now they've got the base pressure, and Empire have no cooldowns.
Similarly, some of the big cooldowns for Kaipi also missing. You haven't got the Haunt or the Black Hole. Even Sonic Wave can be on cooldown, but yep, swap in, Sing Sing. Needs to be careful. I believe he actually does. Yeah, he's got buyback though, and again, similar to the Spectre, if he goes down, he can instantly TP back in. They've taken the tier 3 tower, and they're going to get to work on the racks now if they want to. Bone 7 has got Aegis. Will get roared up. It looks like they want to go for this one a very early grave, perhaps a bit too early. As Bone 7 will get Astral. Should go
they
down.
get the Doom here. This could be a huge opening. The Pushka drops down to 35 HP. But he's still alive, and I don't think Sing is going to dive the base for him.
I don't think so either, but Queen of Pain arriving, so push could continue, but Cancel says, look, I haven't got Sonic Wave. Haunt's coming up soon. Black Hole's still on cooldown. Let's just calm things down here. We've got the late game. Not just in like the hard carry sense, but in like the ability just to push out these lanes. We go back to that big problem of who actually pushes out against the Aghanim's Nature's Prophet, and there isn't really a good hero to do so, and that's going to remain a big problem for this Team Empire side.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like you're fighting some, like, 2 extra racks down from the beginning just because of how much continuous pressure you're facing now from the Axoctarine, and they just don't have the clear. It's going to be, I mean, long build-up. I could still consider, like, Beastmaster building up one of those clearing items. Non-traditional, of course, but you need to get something. Otherwise, you just don't get to the furthest you get from your base is Roshan.
We'll see what the next move's going to be. It looks like Ramses as well as Afterlife are just looking for pickoffs, using that Hawk to scout over the trees. Got the Blink Roar, got the OD you can blink in as well, but no heroes to be found.
It's really tough. I mean, like, you've seen time and time again that Empire love to make this kind of backstab into the Radiant jungle, into the bottom part of the lane where somebody's farming, and they've had great success with it. There are so many kill opportunities there because you usually have your most vulnerable person kind of farming in that southern part of the map, but Empire have all this lane pressure to deal with, and they have to play defensively. And a lineup that needs to be offensive strategically, but is forced to play defensively because of Kaipi's capabilities, it makes for a lack of a win condition for Empire. Kaipi have so many ways that they can close this one out over the next 20 minutes, and Empire, I'm not seeing it unless there's a bit of a throw.
And they're just kind of itemizing to deal with some of those big ultimates. These single target Doom as well as Roar. They've got one Lincoln's already in Queen of Pain. It looks like Mad's going for a second on the Enigma. He's been one of the main targets of both those ultimates, and they're just going to look to protect themselves as well as teammates using these, and that's where life can get pretty difficult for Team Empire. They can't rely as much on these big spells, or at least they can't use them maybe when they want to. They've got to wait for someone like Zeus to get in range for a Lightning Bolt. Speaking of Zeus, takes a lot of damage from a Nature's Prophet, Wrath of Nature.
And they're pinging out. They know a ward somewhere, but look at how this ward. This is not the one you're expecting.
Oh, yeah. I guess with a Zeus, it's maybe a little easier to find those obscure wards. Like, if he tries to, like, scout the lane, he may catch a glimpse of vision of it, but...
Sure.
Problem is Zeus is, like, his team's like, oh, come to ward. He's like, man, I gotta push out this top lane. Like, do you want this top lane pushed out or not? Like, again, Empire just in this endless loop where there's too much this Zeus needs to be doing. He needs to be on the map getting aggressive, providing his DPS set kills. He needs to be back top, pushing out this lane, and it's just not looking possible. Man, this Doom is actually poor. I mean, I feel bad because I remember talking in the draft like, oh, Doom, he can kind of transition to a semi-carry. That's not happening. This Doom is just in absolute poverty right now. Still sitting on just drum sprinkles at 34 minutes in.
Yeah, and it's not going to get much better for him. He's going to have Vladimir's, but other than that, he doesn't have really much long-term trajectory.
I don't even know if it's worth getting Vlad's. I feel he may pick up like a Blink Dagger or something instead.
Yeah, I can see that.
You get a lot more out of like a Blink, Shadow Blade.
I would go Force Staff instead of Blink, because it might be less initiation, but you can break a Linkens with it.
Sure, yep, absolutely.
Because you don't have the level depth to do that anymore.
They do have the actually ATOS. That's one of the better items and ways to break those Lincolns. Something I didn't fully consider, but we'll see how that comes into play. Astral being used to push out lanes. That's when you know your entire time's like, oh, let's just Astral this creep wave for the AoE damage. And Diffusal now picked up by Spectre. So Diffusal Manta, a pure quote-unquote fighting build coming out from Bone 7.
Bone 7's actually been lacking in farm, and I would probably have to say it's Sing Sing's fault. Like, the amount he's Wrath of Naturing is obviously 100%. Dictating the course of the game and forcing Empire to stay in one position, but it also means that Bone 7 only has the jungle to work with. Yep.
I don't disagree at all, and if he's been finding kills. You look at his score on like 8, 3, and 12 on Spectre, but let's look at these CSs. 140 CS on Spectre, Nature's Prophet 278. I mean, the carry for Empire, you're looking at 300 CS on OD. Even the Enigma has more raw. Enigma and Quap both have more raw CS than Bone 7. So I think there's definitely some blame. Well, at least not. Maybe blame is the wrong word to use because it's obviously the Kaipi overall game.
Nah, blame Sing Sing. Come on.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's blame Sing Sing. Sure, why not? But all of his teammates have more CS than him. The Quap does. The Enigma does. So it's very much Bone 7 saying, "Oh, you guys, I don't need farm. I'll just fight. I'll gank." He's almost like the decoy carry. Like you focus too much on shutting him down, but realistically, he's not the one that Kaipi even cares much about putting farm on.
Roar top.
Ooh, Sing Sing is being caught out. There's going to be a Haunt loot used to try and counterplay this one. Brave comes in as well. Sing Sing's still alive for now, going for the TP out, and King R won't get the stun off. He tried to turn and go for it, but he got burst down too quickly. Luckily for Beastmaster, manages to blink to the north. His TP on cooldown though, and I think Kaipi maybe know this because he TP'd onto the Hawk. Mad, is he going to look to cut down some trees? Sing Sing still scouting. Can they catch him? He gets another blink out. The 4-star through. They're so close to finding him. He gets another Axes off, and it looks like he will be home free. Oh, no, they didn't catch vision just yet. Bone 7 daggering over the cliff here. Afterlife, another blink out. Cue the Benny Hill music.
Underground Railroad here, man.
Oh.
He's digging his way through.
Oh, they catch vision, but he's TP'd. They finally get vision, but it's as his TP comes off cooldown. Oh, fun stuff at the top lane. Nicely played by Afterlife to get away from the very persistent chase of Kaipi. Bone 7 actually could see a gank come his way. Smoked up Beastmaster right after TPing top. He probably thinks he has a bit of breathing room after the Beastmaster was just chased out of that top lane, but he was chased out of the top lane towards bottom where Doom leads things off the Atos to follow, and the TP's coming a very far away. Bit of time will be bought by the Sandy's Eclipse, but Bone 7's got a way out for this one. He doesn't have a buyback as well. He'll spend his money on an Ogre Club before he goes down, and that'll be the end of that.
Yeah, they really just don't want to take any chances, but I don't feel like they can get all that much done in the process. Sing Sing just goes top lane, keeps Wrath of Nature, and keeps on slowing that push down. They might get a tier 2 tower off of that Spectre pick, but...
On the other side, you've got Queen of Pain, with the help of the Nature's Prophet ultimate, getting a pick-off on Beastmaster. And again, Empire are going to have to back off. They've got Treants in mid lane, Treants in top lane. They've got to defend against this relentless Nature's Prophet army, just pressing in all 3 lanes, and... You've got the Nature's Prophet pushing the lanes, and then the Queen of Pain looking for the pickoffs with the help of the Spectre, when Spectre's alive, that is.
I mean, look at how many wards they have right next to the Dire base. The Zeus just actually cannot de-ward, and it's almost stubbornness that prevents the Beastmaster from picking up a gem to deal with it. And
typically you'd look at this and be like, oh, Zeus is not playing his hero entirely correctly. He should be bolting more. He should be trying to de-ward, but I don't even think you can really say that about this game. He's just been on constant defense duty. Lincolns will get proc to the mid lane, won't get the Astral off, just the Rod of Atos coming out. And again, Nature's Prophet spams out the ultimate, takes away Paul Bonechan's farm, and things like, oh man, you're dead anyways, what's it matter? It doesn't matter. And these lanes
better get used to it, you're playing Spectre.
It's like Spectre, you respawn, it's like, where do you go when you respawn? He's going to TP bottom and go into his own jungle, but even his jungle's been mostly taken and cleared. There's nowhere for him to go when he respawns. It's such a sad sight. Sing Sing TPs to where he is and summons some Treants. Oh. It's truly a sad Spectre.
This is actually just a little bit overkill at this point.
Sing has 7k gold.
It might be a game that they're playing Monkey in the middle with both 7, where he cannot farm a single creep.
At some point, like, you need farm on the Spectre, and Prophet's maxed out, and your Prophet gets maxed out too early. He continues to take more farm on the map by nature. He's pushing out lanes. You want to be doing that.
Hex. So yeah, he's definitely getting close to that point, but they're gonna actually go bottom.
It's down Doom, and this Doom, no escape. Has a swap. He does have escape in the form of King Eye with a swap, but I don't think, King Eye's not even going to go for it. I think he looks at it like, hey, I swap him, he's going to maybe haunt and get the kill anyways, and then we lose 2, so not worth potentially 2 casualties.
And he's going to go for the Hex play? No, he's going mid. Sing Sing just continues to push, and as soon as he finds an opportunity, he's got this 15-second cooldown, and he can just shift Q a Blink Hex.
Exactly, so definitely keep an eye on what he's going to be looking to do as far as catch goes now for the side of Kaipi. Roshan has respawned, and well, we are seeing Kaipi, the first time in this best of 3 series, actually get Roches and Aegis for themselves. Empire looking to march in and contest this one once again. They've even committed the Doom buyback. Goodbye any hopes of item progression for Doom. Perhaps can go for something like a small, stable Blink Dagger, but missing on 900 gold and not much else to work around. And again, the Nature's Prophet Treants pushing in bottom, pushing in mid, pushing in top. This time even Sing Sing will TP into the top lane. Will force a Zeus response. A TP from Beastmaster as well. Nope, that'll be cancelled. He wants to stay around this Roshan pit.
They're losing their rain tracks in the meantime. Like, they're taking Roche and taking the enemy base at the same time. It's so hard
Empire have to decide. They've got to commit to something. Like, we're going to contest Roche or we're going to defend our base. They can't... Right now, they're trying to do both, and they're just getting split apart by Kaipi.
And I think Kaipi are perfectly patient. They're perfectly willing to just wait it.
They also gave up Roshan, so I don't know if that actually ends up working out too well for them. At this point, it's really the melee Rexes which are going to end up mattering more too.
I think that was just a vision issue. They blinked to the pit. But
Afterlife, he's blinked in aggressively, gets blown up to start the fight off. Selenia on the front lines. Ramses, he's got an Aegis, will self-banish here. Misoshka gets off a Doom. It's onto the Enigma, which means they won't have to worry about a black hole for now. Odie's died once, and I think they're just going to stay and hold their ground. Everyone is still almost fully healthy, and there's trees in the top lane. This is looking like a disaster. The BKB from the OD, he's probably looking for a way to drop his ultimate, but everyone's spread out. He's got no target. The Beastmaster's brought back, coming for a Roar to Sing, but again, they've got no follow-up, and OD drops the ultimate, does not get the kill on the cancel, who does get graved up, probably unnecessarily, but either way, better safe than sorry, and now it's Scandal, next in line for the chopping block. Bone 7 takes him out, double kill for Bone 7, great kiting, great just constant sustain coming out from the Kaipi side, and Empire just couldn't coordinate their spells there.
I cannot believe that they tried to take that fight. I mean, maybe it's a little bit of desperation or frustration with how the game has gone of the past 40-some minutes, but that was an impossible fight. I mean, going into that choke point, even if you get the Doom on the Queen of Pain or the Enigma, the other one's going to wreck you. Like, that is actually impossible to go into, and yet they tried for it. We will see. Nice little imprisonment to help out, but it's
for
not
now.
gonna be enough.
Okay, the 4-staff will push him a bit further away, but they're just going to go on the racks. The Glyph is available, and Team Empire, less the Glyph, it's more how do you take this fight. Bone 7 going to get swapped in. He's the target they want. Gets glimmered up as well. He gets pulled back to safety, and they're holding on to their melee racks for now, but they really need kills off of this. Sing Hexes, sprouts the Doom in the front lines, and then just blinks himself a little bit further back. Odie's going in aggressive, has got a cheese here, so does have some defensive capabilities, but
Black
no
hole?
ultimate. Will he be able to go for this one?
They're so clumped. It's perfect. 3-man Black Hole
Enigma,
at the very
Matt,
least here.
Here we go. He's got 3. He's got 4. Beastmaster blinked into it. Scandal. His bolt on cooldown does not get the cancel, and Mad, I think he actually popped the Lincolns with it. Mad gets off the black hole of a life, making up for perhaps some game 1 blunders. But even so, Empire get a lot of kills, but instant response is a triple buyback. Kaipi want to end this game. They get the 5th kill, and it's a good game. They may have not had the best team fight, but it was a fantastic black hole, and the buybacks are enough to beat Empire into the ground, into submission, and puts Kaipi into the quarterfinals here of the European qualifiers.
It's just fatigue that takes Empire down at the end. They, whether exhausting their mana pools by trying to push out lanes, or exhausting their buybacks, just trying to stay in these fights, they can't keep it up, and in the end, Kaipi do take this one away, 2-1. I mean, looking at the draft, I still feel like there was a lot of potential for Empire to start running things over. The Doom wasn't the most aggressive pick, but it definitely had the potential to win that bottom lane. A couple of miscalculations from between Miposhka and maybe Afterlife definitely gave Spectre a better start than we expected, and from there, Kaipi were able to execute extremely well, rat this game out immaculately, and they're going to be able to take it. That was, I mean, I won't even really hold the last 2 fights against Empire. It really comes down to their state of mind at that point. They realize that they've been losing for the past 40 minutes. What do the last 2 fights matter?
I really think you nailed it when you said, like, at some point you just get so frustrated dealing with a Nature's Prophet that you're going to make those bad decisions because it's so hard to make stable, rational choices. You get put in these positions where you're under pressure constantly. 30 minutes straight, it never eases up. You never get breathing room to stop and think like, oh, what are we going to do when this situation happens? Every 30 seconds, you've got to respond to some new presence on the map.
Really tough run, Empire. They played it really well. Game 1 looks like their game for the vast majority of it, and of course, Game 2, they were able to take it. But Kaipi here proved that the better team, at least for now. They'll take it and move forward. All
right, well, that does it. We've got another best of 3 coming up. Power Rangers going to be taking on Pro Dota. I'll be saying goodbye and passing off the mic to Zyclops, but you guys can stay tuned if you want to continue watching some Starlight I-League Invitational qualifiers for Europe. One of these teams will be representing Europe to compete for $100,000 in Kiev with the invited teams. Stay tuned, guys. More Dota 2 action coming your way after this.